Howdy folks, you're back with Big CheeZ for some more stabby action, less talky. Yeah, we've done the blurb, so we can kind of just get right into this, okay? You're back with me for more Assassins. The explanation, I guess, is the point of this one. Don't worry, we'll be through this nice and quickly. This is going to be a short episode, so the next one, and then we'll be in the full game of Assassin's Creed 2, doing that together. So that's nice, bits to look forward to. Promise. So this one is about 3 targets who kind of represent the sort of morality side of the things, the method side of things behind the Templar Order, to kind of give you a bit more bearing on what they kind of do, and some bearing on what they're kind of fighting for. And one of these characters kind of gives you a bit more of a conflict side of things, both for Altair and for you as a player, to kind of create a feeling in you that, yes, the Templar Order are a bunch of evil, crazy people, but their end goal is not terrible. I know what you've seen so far, I know, and the things you'll see in this episode, they don't look like the nicest bunch of people, but their end goal is not terrible. The end goal is equality, peace, no chaos, everyone equal, okay? And the way they represent that in the game is with a character called Abu Nakut. Abu Nakut is a merchant king. He is also gay, and in the game it represents that with hatred towards him, people talking about him behind his back, that he's strange, whatever happens to be. Even if that's the nicest way they put it. But in the game, in terms of method, he is kind of a propaganda part of it. He stirs hatred from the people in order to get money for the war effort. And he does that very well. But when we go to face him in the game, we go to a party where he has invited everyone who's been a donor towards the war effort. But he poisons the wine. So everyone who drinks the wine dies. And everyone who didn't drink the wine dies. Because they have archers, so they just kill everybody anyway. So it's not fun, right? He kills them because of their hatred towards him. He is part of the Templar Order, and his goal, he's joined it because he wants equality for people like him, which is an admirable goal to go for. Means not so good. But the end goal of equality for all is something we can all agree on, I hope. Especially right now, right? So that, you know, this episode's kind of topical as well, so that's great. I didn't think I'd get that in, but goddamn. Yeah, it's something, you know, we can. When you're playing it and when Altair's playing it, he gets that same sort of conflict too, that, you know, these men are talking about things that his order fight for. They want equality, they want everyone to be equal, they want freedom to be able to make choices themselves. The Templar, the Assassin's mantra of everything is true, nothing is true and everything is permitted, is that kind of everyone can do anything, that just what you see isn't necessarily what it is. That if you see, you know, for Abu Nakut, that, you know, gay people are being ostracized, downtrodden, that's not the way it's supposed to be. That just because you see it like that doesn't mean it's true, that it should be. Everyone should be permitted to do whatever they, you know, would like to do. But yeah, so that's kind of that for Abu Nakut. The assassination, not too hard, because he doesn't really have a lot of... He's not one of the few in the game, one of the few targets who's not really a combat target. You run after him, you stab him, that's kind of the end of it. He will be running away the whole time. His biggest thing is that he has a lot of soldiers around him. But as you've seen, as I've already said, combat in this game, not the hardest thing in the world. But yeah, that's Abu Nakut. So nice and easy. Our next one is William of Montferrat. He is the regent of Acre. He is made regent by King Richard, and it's partly to keep his son Conrad in check, really. Richard believes that if he kind of has William there, then it kind of keeps Conrad on a short leash. That's not really the goal for William. William hates his son, but as kind of part of it's sort of a testing ground, really. At this point in the timeline for the Templars, they don't have everything all together. They are still testing things, how they can make people obey, how they can take away free will, or how they can get people to submit to control anyway. And part of this game, especially right now, shows that they've learned that they need to kind of get people to give it up willingly. William's showing off for the player is that he keeps his men, he keeps his guards, the police, you know, law enforcement essentially, on a very tight leash. There is no time for laziness. There is no exceptions to the rule. If his guards go and, you know, break the law, boss around, what do? They die. Essentially, we'll see. They get, you know, held accountable just as much as anyone else would. Which is why in his district of Akla there is no crime, there is no trouble until we come in. So, you know, yeah. We go in there and we take care of William. But and again, same sort of thing. He tells Altair things, you know, about wanting to take away free will essentially, so that people will be safe. Okay. Again, is that the means to the end aren't, you know, making up for the fact that the end doesn't make up for the fact that the means suck. And again, same sort of thing with Mejdudin. Mejdudin is in another city, again a regent, and his methods is kind of the same sort of thing, a rule by fear. So in Accra, it's ruled by, you know, fear of the actual law enforcement itself, the physical punishment from them being, you know, pulled out on the street and killed there and then. With Mejdudin, it's much more of a cloak and dagger sort of thing. They will stage mock trials for people. He rules through the law still, but he kind of killed his way up to it. He starts as a lowly scribe and makes his way up to being a judge and then regent. He's judge, jury, and executioner when we go and kill him. He's in the middle of executing 4 people. One of them happens to be a brother in the Assassin's Order, and our task is to rescue him in this one. But the other 3 people are accused of several other crimes. One of them, the one that we kind of listen to when we're going to go kill him, because we have to get on with it, we have to stab him quickly, is a prostitute, apparently. Though when Mejdudin has finished talking, she's, you know, screaming and shouting that she's not a prostitute. The only reason she's up there is because she refused to sleep with him. So Mejdudin represents, for that kind of side of things, it's the corruption side of things of, you know, using your power to do whatever the hell you want, to punish the people who you want to. In terms of controlling the public, it's taking what the public feel, what the public hate, and giving it to them essentially. If they hate, you know, the harlot, if they hate thieves, if they hate whatever happens to be, they'll take those people, they'll brand them as the targets of people's hatred, and people will be happy enough to see them go. There is no complaint to it from the people, and they will give up more and more control in order to have that sense of security. Both sides, these two kind of work really well together, especially for doing a video like this, because one of them represents the physical aspect, the one that you can always see in terms of William. The other one from Mejdudin represents the one that's kind of behind the scenes. So together, when, you know, things do come together for the Templars, if the plan kind of, you know, came together and we didn't blow the bloody doors off it, then, you know, this would have kind of worked really well. They would have everything in place for both sides to control the people. But fortunately, we came along, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, that's the targets for this episode. Okay. When we come out of this one, we are back with William, the lovely William, and Lucy. Okay, at this point, I think is when we find out that Lucy is a member of the Assassin's Order. She has a finger cut off on one of her hands, or cut down. And that finger is so that they can use their hidden blade. The blade would slice through that part of your finger, or the old tools would slice that part of your finger. So they have that cut away, so one can identify each other, but also so they can use their blade without hurting themselves every time. Lucy's in contact with a few of the members of the Assassins. They send her a message in which, like, all the letters are actually part of the message are in capitals, which is not exactly the hardest code to break. 6 assassins come to the facility in order to try and rescue Desmond. We don't see any of this. This is all being done, like, over the course of an intercom. So, you know, not great. But it's supposed to show that the assassins in 2012 aren't anywhere near as well equipped, or I should say, they don't have a good comparison in terms of strength to the Templars anymore. The Templars have everything. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the power, the people, the technology, everything. The assassins are outmanned and outgunned. 6 of them come to rescue Desmond. They all die. Desmond's status, you know, hasn't been saved. Otherwise, the game would be very short. But yeah, that's what it's trying to show in that one. Not great for the assassins, I'll admit that. But, you know, Templars are showing their strength, you know, right on. But yeah, that's this episode, guys, okay? So short and sweet, like I said it's going to be. We have one more episode to do after this, which I'm going to pack in the last few targets, and then we're going to get back to playing the game together, because this is a bit weird. I'm finding this weird doing this. I'm enjoying talking just to you guys, which is really nice. But it's hard to kind of do this. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been clear enough as to what these kind of targets represent and the story part for the Templars. The last episode, it will be the main targets, and we will finally see the Piece of Eden altogether too. So that's something. And then we will be going into another game with Ezio as our assassin, rather than Altair. So say goodbyes to Altair, and chuck some cheese on that like button for him. If you have enjoyed the video, guys, then yes, please chuck some cheese on the like button for me at the very least. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share the series so far with your friends. We are going to be doing a hell of a lot of episodes in this series, and they are not going to be like this for much longer. But yeah, stabby fun will be continuing very soon. I've been Big CheeZ. I will catch you later, guys. Bye.